The horrifying tale of Ivan Milat, also known as the backpacker murderer or the highway killer. His reign of terror took place over a 5-year period in the state of New South Wales in Australia. The first murder that would eventually be linked to Milat was that of a young woman named Caroline Clark. Caroline had been traveling around Australia since arriving in the country a year earlier from England. She hitchhiked many times during her travels, and it was no surprise that she chose this method of transport again when she left Sydney on November 1989 to travel north to the beach town of Port Macquarie. Her goal was to find work so she could extend her visa. She was never seen alive again. A few days later, campers discovered the body of the 21-year-old in a shallow grave near a national park south of where she had disappeared. She had been shot once in the back of the head with a .22 caliber bullet. Despite a large-scale search, the murder weapon was never found and the case went cold. Fast forward a few months and a similar crime had occurred. In January 1990, two 19-year-olds, Gabor Namath and his girlfriend Joan Walters, set off from Sydney for a camping trip. They never arrived at their destination and were never heard from again. Their abandoned car was found on the side of the road near where Caroline's body was discovered. And when police searched the area, they found the couple's battered and decomposed remains. Once again, the killer had used a .22 caliber firearm. Over the next few years, 7 more backpackers would meet a grim end, all in the same area and all seemingly at the hands of the same person. It seemed as though the only motive for these crimes was the killer's pleasure. The victims were all aged between 19 and 22 and mostly from Europe. All were traveling or hitchhiking through Australia when they vanished. All were killed with the same .22 caliber bullet, and all but one had been sexually assaulted. Police caught a break in the case in December 1992 when they found a .22 caliber bullet in a partly filled petrol can at a remote campsite. Ballistics confirmed that the bullet was a match for the 6 murders that had been committed since 1989. But the breakthrough came when a witness came forward claiming to have seen a man at the Belanglo State Forest the night Clark disappeared. This man matched the description of a person of interest, a 42-year-old construction worker named Ivan Milat. He was questioned by police, but due to a lack of evidence, he was never charged and went about his life as usual. But police were not done with him. In April 1993, a judge approved a wiretap on his home phone, and soon detectives were listening to conversations between Milat and his friends discussing the murders. There was enough evidence to finally charge Milat, but police wanted more. They raided his home and found a hidden arsenal of weapons, including the murder weapon, a .22 caliber rifle. They also found a disturbing collection of items that had belonged to the victims, including clothing, jewelry, and even some of Clark's belongings. Milat was charged with 7 counts of murder. He pleaded not guilty, but the prosecution had a strong case. Eyewitnesses placed him at several of the crime scenes, and his fingerprints were found at one of the grave sites. His own brother and sister testified against him, as did several women who claimed that Milat had confessed to them. After deliberating for just 8 hours, the jury found Milat guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. There is still some debate surrounding this case. Some believe that Milat was not acting alone and that there was at least one other killer. Given the secluded nature of the crime scenes, it's possible that he could have had help with moving the bodies. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. What do you think? Was Ivan Milat a serial killer, or was he just a very convincing murderer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.